Hello everyone, today our group will present the topic about approaches to ethics. Before we start, I would like to introduce myself. I'm CLYERES and today I'm with my partner Ivette. Every organization has an ethical framework in place to maintain a high standard of conduct as well as to manage and grow ethical staff. We will explain ethics and its importance in greater detail in this presentation, as well as clarify and differentiate between the three approaches for managers to carry out their responsibilities to function on employee ethics. So in this presentation, firstly, we're going to define ethics and its importance, and then we're going to talk about the three approaches of ethics, which is best ratio approach, black and white approach, and full potential approach.
Now, let's proceed with the first part of our presentation. The main question here is that, what actually is ethics? According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, ethics is defined as the discipline of confronting with the good and bad, as well as the moral duty and obligation. In other words, ethics is a study on how morality is put into practice. Furthermore, ethics refers to moral standards, whether in written or unwritten, that influence a society's behavior. Ethics is concerned with what is just and unjust, what is good and wrong conduct, and what is inappropriate or bad terminology based on a person's behavior. Thus, a person's ethics should serve as a guideline for interacting with others, in addition to performing their societal responsibilities. Individuals' conscience are not only the source of ethical beliefs. Ethics is also reflected by organizational decision makers on the choices they make based on values, practices, and policies. Business activities employ ethical values referred to as business ethics or corporate ethics. The application of ethics is critical for several reasons. Organizations now have ethics policies and procedures that their employees must comply to. This is because ethics will help to create a positive corporate culture within and between management. The policies applied will increase organizational loyalty and productivity. Hence, employees will feel more at ease coming to work in a pleasant environment. Moreover, an organization's environment will be more positive, resulting in increase of employee productivity. Anti-discrimination rules and equal opportunities for growth are the example of such policies. Another importance of practicing ethics is that it reduces the organization's financial liabilities. The majority of organizations that did not establish an ethical standard face financial liability. One of the liabilities is that the reduction in sales. This may occur when customer satisfaction is low due to employees' poor ethics when providing their services. Losing customer trust from public opinion will adversely affect the organization's growth. With that said, setting a standard of ethics will positively impact the public opinion as well as to improve the service of the organizations.
Other than that, ethics is also important in improving decision making. The decision that had been made is the sum of man's destiny. The same happened to businesses. Values do influence decisions. For example, a firm that doesn't respect competition would be ruthless in its operations, attempting to eliminate competitors and achieve a market monopoly, which is very selfish of them. To guide businesses in their attempts to create profits in ways that do not harm individuals or society as a whole, ethics is required. Also, avoiding and controlling ethical misconduct. It is important for the organization to have a clearer understanding of ethics concerns and to know how to identify them. According to National Business Ethics Survey (NBES), observed misconduct is more common in large organizations than the smaller ones. Upper-level management is more likely to commit misconduct than the lower level supervisors and non-management employees.
Managers must be able to set a good example of ethical behavior and do their best in keeping up to it. Thus, several approaches are laid out for them to carry out what they are obligated to do. The best ratio approach is one of the approaches under ethics. This approach, commonly referred to as the pragmatic approach, or a practical decision that will resolve the ethical dilemmas. It is claimed that a person's belief of doing good will lead them to the right set of circumstances. Contrary to that, however, will lead to unethical behavior. This approach will benefit the majority of people because managers will only make the best ratio of choices. Therefore, they must examine their options, whether they are good or bad, and from ethical to unethical behavior.
The black and white approach. The black and white approach defines that right is right, wrong is wrong, and circumstances are immaterial in the black and white approach. The manager's responsibility is to make and implement ethical judgments. It is supposed to assist employees in acting ethically regardless of the circumstance. When they are in a difficult situation and have to make a difficult decision, managers must make fair and unbiased decisions regardless of the outcome and do the right thing according to the short-term circumstance. For instance, if the employee did something that broke the organization ethics code, then he or she has to be ready to face what action will be taken by the manager, no matter who they are.
The full potential approach is the third approach to ethics. In theory, this approach is a human-centered approach to decision-making. It implies that the responsibility of achieving one's full potential falls upon someone. As long as it is moral, a person will have an impact on another person's ability to reach their full potential. The philosophy underlying this approach is that the choices made to achieve the goal must be considered ethical because they do not infringe on the rights of that person. Taking example of a department which in charge with a manager, the manager's responsibility under this approach is that to create a culture in the department where employees can reach their full potential in the decision-making process. To conclude, ethics studies thus have an impact on decision-making processes which influence whether or not a decision is ethical. Government agencies and business organizations ensure that their employees are well equipped with the insights and knowledge of ethical decision-making in order to come up with the best decision-making solutions. Consequently, understanding ethical decision in a business organization opens up several opportunities for improving such ethical decision. Ethical knowledge prepares individuals to deal with any critical ethical dilemmas that may arise in the workplace. Thus, this will improve the employees' ethical leadership skills regardless of their position in the organization. We have come up to the end of our presentation. We hope to have given a good insights on the studies of ethics. On behalf of my partner CLYERES, this is where we say goodbye. We thank you for your attention and have a good day.